Hello Collective, and welcome into OAtarot. That is Original Angel Tarot, and I am your hostess with the mostest. You can call me Abra. Welcome back, or I guess you guys should be saying welcome back to me. Either way, here I am. Happy New Year's Eve. It is December 31st, 2024. We're about to go into 2025. I hope the year has been kind to you all. I was in the middle of prepping my cards, and Spirit's like, just come on now, do a little cash intro, chat with the people, and then we can begin the reading. So if you don't want to be part of the chat, then go ahead and fast forward. But I hope everyone's been well in my absence from the channel. I have had a crisis after another. I just almost put the body, mind, spirit card, pardon me, body mind card down in reverse, though I am straightening out the card, so perhaps there's been a lack of connection with the body and the mind. I was dealing with one crisis after another. As some of you might have seen in my community tab, I spoke briefly about the fact I had to move. The place I was moving from, was extremely disruptive to my peace and my sweet angel baby bear's peace. My bear is actually a bunny, hence the bunny paraphernalia in the back there. We love bunnies in this house, and we also love bears. Great animal totems to work with. So the long and the short of it is, it was high time to relocate, and the stars aligned and things worked out with a place that has good vibes and is in a nice location, and I'm very thankful. So I'm really appreciative to be going into 2025 in a place that isn't an absolute fucking menace, to be frank. I'm gonna mention this now in case I forget it later, but I saw 888 twice today, and one of those 888s was on my dream vehicle. So leaving an 8-year and going into a 9-year, I think that bodes positively, but also maybe that signifies that some of you are going to be having some really specifically catered dreams come true in the new year, which would be wonderful. I will that for all of my highest timeline collective. Earlier today, I received the term clandestine, which is, if you are unaware, a term that refers to things that are secret, hidden, unknown, possibly, I guess you could say, even occult. You know, people in days past used to refer to clandestine groups and practices, so take that as it fits. And then before I began filming, while I was prepping the cards, I got the term retribution. So maybe there's some sort of retribution that is unexpected by you, by the external environment. Maybe something's just happening in the background that is going to be coming to pass in the new year, and it's going to level the playing field for all involved. So hopefully you're on the right side of that, okay? That is it. Oh, we got 48 Destiny Yacht at the bottom of the deck, and then we got the Page of Earth here with the Good Tarot, call it Baron Reed. I got this a while back, and I intended to use it for YouTube, but I never posted the video that I actually ended up filming. And then we've got the 6 of Wands. That's beautiful. Okay, so destined new beginnings. That's gorgeous. I've already done my little preparation for filming situation, calling in the appropriate energies, but I'm just gonna ask Spirit to give me and the collective the most important, most crucial, most exciting, most relevant messages. Oh, and a transformation, ooh, for 2025. And because, as you saw, I just straightened the deck out, I am going to shuffle this just a little bit, so bear with me while I do that. If you want to leave a comment while I do this and tell me what you'd like to manifest for 2025, I encourage you to do so. We are speaking our reality into existence. We are being conscious programmers of our mind, our body, our spirit, and our experience. So I wish you all absolute prosperity going into 2025, a 9-year. It's giving pinnacle. It's giving, I want to say breaking point, but I don't think that's for the collective that I'm tapped into. I think that's probably for those who have been skirting around their karma by way of association to the highest timeline collective. It's giving me the energy of like 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, like people who have put their burdens on your back are now suddenly going to have all of those burdens returned to them, and then that is going to equate to their breaking point. So that's going to be an experience for them, that is frankly none of our concern, none of our business, and also it's not our problem. So just stay in your fort, stay in your tent. So I'm gonna do one more deck, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck again. Why not? And see what else we've got for overall messages before we dive into the thick of it, the main read. I feel like there were some exciting things I wanted to share, but nothing's coming to mind right now, which is fine. Everything comes out in due time. Whatever is in the dark will always come to the light, for better or for worse. So yeah, just sending you all lots of love and light, and let's see what we've got here. We've got desire in reverse. Okay. This feels like the experience that has been withheld from the collective, possibly existing in a state of survival, because when you're existing in a survival mode, you can't exactly thrive, nor can you assemble a solid sense of self or group of like-minded individuals in order to break the matrix, right? So if you are struggling to have your basic needs met, you're not really concerned about desire, okay? I am. Well, maybe you are concerned about desire, or maybe you are activating that yang energy, that masculine force within you to reinstate authority in your own life. And we've got the Four of Cups, the Four of Water. And this little lady here, I know traditionally the Four of Cups, Four of Water isn't exactly the most pleasant card in the world, but it does also speak to meditation and I want to say deliberation. She's sat there holding a bunch of pearls and she looks relatively calm, right? Like she's in the thick of it. She's under the water, but that's her element. She's comfortable there and she's got everything she needs at her disposal. In this case, it's kind of giving me like magician energy. So it's kind of giving me magician energy is what I said. I'm not sure if that was clear or not. Lots of energy going on for the first read back. Spirit, can you please give my wonderful collective some messages for 2025? What are the most important? Okay, that was an entrance. 11th house, friends. I love that. Gemini energy. We've got connection. We've got soul fam. We've got possible business opportunities opening up. We've got, I also want to say advancements. I'm not sure in what regard, but maybe that's advancing up a friend group, up, I'm tempted to say a social ladder, but it's not in like the low vibrational old timeline expression. It's like there are people in your life who may be advancing closer to you, and their importance will be, I want to say, directly correlated to the amount of inner work they've done for themselves. Yeah, and then Chiron in reverse, healing. So maybe that also means some people are falling away if they have not been on the same track to success. We've got the part of fortune increase, an increase of friends. We've got a 35 breaking down to an 8, and then, oh my God, a 45 breaking down to a 9. So we've got progress going from an 8-year into a 9-year, and then we've got an 8 and a 9. That's wonderful. The part of fortune increase is giving me very much that bull's eye on the prize sort of energy. Maybe there are people around you who have been kind of periphery existence in your life as of late, and maybe they're considering, what's that term? Like, approaching the front lines. That's, I don't think the actual way you say it, but like something the lines is what I had heard. So, interesting. Does that mean you're gearing up for battle? Taurus, I have in reverse a 5. Interesting. Oh, I see. Wow, this is very clear. The two timelines existing, higher versus lower. Those who have been acting in their highest good, but also considerate of the highest good of those around them, will be rewarded with an increase of friends, increase of community, increase of, I want to say, compatibility and acceptance. Those who have operated in shadowy Taurus energy, so that could be very materialistic individuals. Taurus is also, well, Taurus and the bull symbolize some very interesting occult archetypes, we'll just say it that way. So it's fascinating to have received that as the card to represent the lower timeline. These are people who are probably very stubborn, probably a bit too involved in the earth plane, and these are those folk who would not be putting the consideration of the collective good anywhere in their mind, let alone before their own needs. So they are going to be getting more of that. Everyone gets more. I feel like 9 is a year of increase, and whatever you experience that increase in is going to be directly related to what you've been investing your time, energy, effort, and free will in. Virgo, I analyze confirmation. The angels are up there with their abacuses and they're tallying things up, and this is also for me personally very much a Venusian energy. I know that might not make sense, it doesn't really matter, but this to me in this reading is symbolizing the Earth Mother, who is taking stock of those who were honoring her children, whether that be actual women, whether that be, realistically speaking, everyone is her child, right? But she works especially with women, with prostitutes, with sex workers, with children, with animals, with those who have been subjugated the most. And it seems as if she is kind of like opening the floodgates upon the world, and not in a sense that we will have a flood by any means. What's under that? Abundance, yeah. So there we go. And then blessings in reverse. So again, this is what the collective is getting. You have done your due diligence. You have cut out what you needed to cut out, because if we think about traditional Virgo energy, that's definitely speaking to somebody who is analytical, detail-oriented, and they're very pure, right? So this energy is going to be rewarding you with successes and abundance. Stunning. And then we've got a lack of blessings, a lack of peace, a lack of harmony, a lack of fitting in for the lower timeline individuals. They were bringing up the concept of like the meek will inherit the earth. In sense, I was saying that the collective will be experiencing a feeling of fitting in and acceptance, and I think that this is going to be a time in history, I want to say, that we're very, very clearly able to pinpoint a direct switching of experience from those who have hoarded wealth, power, energy, money, resources of any sort, to those who have been essentially the stewards of, and the representatives, I heard, of these meaningful, holy resources. They are holy. They want me to specify. Okay, interesting. So let's go in with the good tarot. We got Magician. Oh my God, did I not just say that that was the Magician energy for me? I love this. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick vape. That is so funny. I love that. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's find out what Spirit, Miss Venus, Miss Ishtar, Inanna, Astarte, Ashira, all the gods, the goddesses, the galactics, the guides, the angels, the ancestors, the ascended masters of the highest white light and the frequency of love want my sweet, darling, angelic collective to know. 8 of air in reverse. Blindfold being removed. And the 8 of swords energy often makes me think of the saying, justice is not blind. I mean, justice is technically blind, but she's not blind, right? And now they're bringing up like the concept of the Statue of Liberty and how that was, some theorize, to actually be based off of one of the many emanations of Inanna, Ishtar. So I don't know, there could be a significant rise of feminine energy within the collective that is long overdue. King of Earth in reverse. Yeah, Spirit said, no more of that, okay? And this is falling under friends, so this could absolutely speak to somebody specific in your life. This could also speak to a father figure, or just corrupt expressions of patriarchal power that have been experienced worldwide, interpersonally and professionally. Okay. Not so wise is what they're wanting me to say. Okay, thank you. Oh, of course, that's the Hermit. Okay. We've got the 8 of fire in reverse, and then the Hermit. So for those of you familiar with Tower, interesting. For those of you who are unfamiliar with tarot, the 8 of Fire, 8 of Wands, can speak to energetic manipulation. It can speak to communication. It's unstoppable movement. It's very fast. It's very fiery. What I find interesting in this particular depiction is there's a girl there, sat alone, again, in the forest, but she's got a panda bear with her this time. And it makes me think of a reading that Balmy Spirit had done a while back, where she was saying that, you know, panda bears are cute and cuddly and they mind their own business, but if you fuck with one, best believe they're fierce and they will mess you up, okay? With the Hermit behind that, as well as the Tower, I do want to say that this is most likely going to touch on themes that I've spoken on previously on my channel in relation to cults, covens, congregations, patriarchal societies, and how they express their stolen power and how they enforce their will upon others. Usually those who are seen to be meek and mild and who may prefer to congregate with animals instead of humans. I do believe, collective, that if this is someone who is close to you, you are probably in a very different place emotionally, mentally, and spiritually than them. You are showing up as the Hermit, the one who looks inward, the one who is searching for the star, the one who's behind a lock and key and door in this depiction of that energy, right? These two being in reverse says that whatever sort of ill intent has been directed towards you, the collective as a whole, whomever it may be, has not been successful because of this period of solitude that you have either willfully or unwillingly, but, you know, begrudgingly accepted. And they're just highlighting like they don't have the key. They do not have the key. They might think they have the key because they think, being the masters of the earth realm, that they created the door, they created the key, they created the lock, you know? But it's like, this is not a earthly key. It can be bought, stolen, borrowed, whatever it may be. And that protection is also going to be increasing. Some of you may be called to, or have been called to recently, change up how you provide for yourself or who you associate with in general, even if no one's done you particularly terribly. I'm getting a sense of just really acknowledging that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and taking that concept very seriously, so that you've got winners on your team and you don't all need to be winning in the same way. We got the 6 of Earth, exactly. You've got winners on your team. You can give to each other equally. And this would be falling underneath the Taurus I have in reverse, which is saying that you are being put into, yes, your rightful place, but also you're being given the opportunities that were taken from you. Like, if you've been stuck in relationships or in dynamics with people who insist on imposing their will over yours, then there's no way they're giving to you equally, right? Those individuals are just siphoning. They're energy vampires, they're sociopaths, they're psychopaths, they're whatever sort of diagnosis you want to give them. It frankly doesn't matter. They're not part of your soul family. They're not part of where you're going. And I think that's going to be very clear to everybody involved, especially for those who kind of counted their chickens before they hatched, and they had like a big like he like evil scheme, or not an evil scheme, just, you know, general ill intent and malice, I want to say, towards people who were trying to give equally to them, and probably even, I want to say overly, like, the collective of highest timeline individuals definitely has a reputation for being overgivers and could possibly get walked on by those who aren't so considerate of humanity, right? And it's just going to be a, they're showing me the ornaments or whatever these may be, they are pentacles. but they were showing me them as a tree, and it's like all of that fruit for you is going to be ripe for the picking. Meanwhile, these people who have been stealing off of your tree, they can't even see it anymore. And suddenly everyone that they were giving to with their stolen goods is going to be turning on them. So it's like, as I've said in the past in readings with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, it's like the fire ant energy. It's like they cannibalize themselves because individuals like this don't build relationships on stable foundations or in healthy interpersonal connections. So when someone who's been stealing has been giving to those who are dependent on them and not from a genuine place of need and unfortunate event, whatever it may be, but from dependency, then it fucks everything up. So you removing your sweet power, energy, effort, love, all of those things are essentially the same thing, by the way, is going to strip the rights and the realities away from those who have been revered, is what they want me to say. Justice in reverse. That's so funny. And then that Four of Cups is here again. That was giving me that Magician energy. So what they were saying is that, yes, obviously justice here being in reverse, that was just going to be, that is just confirmation of what I was saying. But what they're wanting to highlight here with the complexity of this card is that a lot of you, a lot of the meek were perceived incorrectly, partially by design, secondly by conditioning, and third, more mysterious thing, I'm not sure what that is, I'll let you know if it comes to me. You were seen as somebody who was down and out for a while. You could have been seen as somebody who was just always okay but never great. Like the Four of Cups can speak to like discontentment, and in all reality what they didn't know was that behind the scenes you were actually a magician. So all of this unfair experience that you went through this year or for the past decade, I want to say, so like since 2015, honk, has been those angels up in the heavens tallying, you know, analyzing, taking notes. Queen of Fire. Ooh. Do I want to get anything further with this deck? I don't, but I'm going to shuffle it and then look at the bottom of the deck. Right now, we've got the Six of Water. So the Six of Water and the Six of Earth. Sixes are very relevant and also ode to Mother Venus. This is the team that you will be assembling or have been assembled with. They wanted me to add the with in specifically. Like, I guess there's just a lot of behind the scenes moves being made, or maybe the people that you have connected with and you really resonate with are going to be connecting you with other people, and it's going to be a big melding of communities, kind of getting like a community living sort of energy. Not necessarily out of necessity, but out of desire for a new version of connection. So that's cool. I love that. Let's go in with Dreams of Gaia. I'm gonna have a little puff. 23:32 was on the clock. So 5-5, tower time. Okay, Spirit. Tell me about this motherfucker. Tell me about this King of Earth in reverse, please. This could be somebody that you held in high regard because of their purported ability to provide for themselves or others. This could be somebody who, as I said, you were in isolation from, whether that be your decision or theirs. It seems as if there is a disconnect, and this could also definitely represent a disconnect from those who are leaning more into the divine feminine energies, the Queen of Pentacles, the Earth Mother energy, and then those who have been raping the world and its inhabitants, literally or metaphorically. 9 of Swords, 9 of Air. In this Earth, it's a pleasant card. It's giving me hive mind. Hive mind. Spirit, can you tell me about this king? Oh, okay. Two of Cups in reverse. So yeah, maybe this is absolutely speaking to somebody that you were in a romantic connection with. It could also speak to soul family, but to be honest, this depiction is quite intimate, and unless you get up close and personal with your friends like that, then it's probably somebody that you were connected to romantically. Put this back in. And already I'm seeing a disconnect. It doesn't need to be anything severe, but we've got a ungrounded king, a king with no kingdom, if I may. And then we've got the cups, the water suit. So this is somebody who is not, oh, and then the 9 of Cups in reverse. Wow. So lots of dissatisfaction, potentially over consuming, substance abuse, maybe. But this is experiencing the lack of a dream come true, specifically in relation to one that would most likely be considered a lover or a very close confidant. This could speak to toxic masculinity and how they're being ousted with movements like the 4B movement, and women just becoming more vocal with their standards and actually enforcing those. It could speak to a lot of different things, pardon me. They were highlighting how I almost said deaf, like deferential. They wanted you or the collective or whomever to defer to them. They wanted to be head honcho, even though this person is in a state of instability. So again, if we're speaking to governmental institutions, it's like, why, as people who are spending all of their money on orchestrated wars in other countries, are we looking to you for support? Because you can't support yourself. You sure as hell can't support us. So we are going to take our power back. If this is speaking to a romantic interest of sorts, then this is somebody who might have theoretically promised you everything in the world, you know, the emotional connection, stability, yada, yada, yada. None of those delivered. And they're wanting me to highlight that, like, this person's dream, this entity's dream, entity seems especially relevant in this circumstance. So this could definitely speak to like archons and, you know, the demiurge. Hi there. Deep in the core of this King of Pentacles in reverse is the desire for close connections and the otherworldly love that is experienced inherently by the highest timeline collective. Hi, baby. Can you tell me what this 8 of Wands in reverse, please? 8 of Wands in reverse. One more. Thank you. Okay. We've got, oh, that 9 of Air. 9 of Swords. It's in reverse. Okay. And then what else do we have? The Youth in reverse. And then Queen of Water, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So we've got the 8 and we've got the 9 again here, right? And this is making me think of that, yes, that hive mind in relation to how we are programmed from our youngest years to act a certain way, believe certain things, tolerate treatment of any regard, and how it has impacted our ability to have that theoretically unstoppable movement forward, right? This is also, if you resonate with the story of people sending energy your way, I'm going to try not to focus on that too heavily because, frankly, it's a storyline that I've grown tired of it, okay? But if that is the case for you, then this person in their immaturity decided, yeah, I'm gonna cook up some magic to send towards the collective, and then, oh shoot, that didn't work. Now I'm in 9 swords. Now I'm in psychosis. Now I can't sleep. Now I'm being haunted by the wrongs that I wished upon another. Emotions in reverse, okay? So if that's the case, someone's not looking to swell, okay? Spirit, can you tell us about the Hermit, please? That was quick, okay? Oh, the Seneschal. I love that. And that's actually kind of similar energy. The Seneschal often gives me a vibe of like Justice meets the Hierophant, but Hermit would actually be a wonderful addition to that combination, because this man is sat in the forest, right? This is an individual who seems to be like meditating or astral projecting or something like that. This is an individual who is tapped into the earthly realm, to their intuition, and somebody who sounds very, very strong and has overcome substantial darkness. And I think people understand that you, collective, have gone through some things. Maybe you've been vocal about what you went through. Maybe you asked people for help, and maybe they either helped you or they didn't, or whatever. It's like, I think that a lot of us were forced, or initiated, I should say, into vulnerable expressions of our struggle in order to align us with those who are also struggling, but also willing to give to us in the way that they could, so that when we were in a better place, we could give to them as we could. And it's that Six of Pentacles sort of energy. Okay, one more for the Hermit and the Seneschal. Whoa, they gave me interesting. I'm not going to take it. What's this one? Emotions in reverse. Interesting. So tale as old as time, right? As you regain your power, as you step into your authority and your autonomy, those who have been dependent on you, those who have been stealing from your tree, are now left in a very tricky situation, because their source of energy, inspiration, love, money, success has been stripped from them. And this is leading to probably outbursts, honestly, probably very, very clear displays of the fact that they're no longer on your timeline. And I think that's probably why you're in that sort of Six of Pentacles mode, pardon me, because you're like, I was on the fence about you previously, but now that you've done that, now that you've had that emotional outburst, interesting, now that you have been irate, you've been disrespectful, now that I've seen how you treat people who are coming into their own power, like, it's very, very clear. How people interact with power as a concept is very telling of their character, whether it's people who have more power than them, the same power as them, or those who have less. It tells you everything you need to know about a person, in my personal opinion. So maybe you've had some particular experiences with those around you, or again, if you reflect up to governmental structures and things like that, that have made it exponentially clear that, like, the promise does not equal the outcome. Okay, Six of Earth, please. Four of Cups, again, in reverse. Four of Water, and then the Ace of Cups in reverse here. So, for some of you, yeah, this is absolutely going to be speaking to an individual, and there goes my throat. I never have issues with losing my voice while I'm speaking on a day-to-day basis, but as soon as I hop back into readings, guess what? For some of you, if this is speaking to your romantic partner, whether that be somebody that you were actually in a relationship with, somebody you were married to, pardon me, had a family with, or somebody that you, for some of you, this is speaking to a fallen twin flame, okay? I just asked for confirmation, and we got an Empress here in reverse. For some of you, this is speaking to a fallen twin flame who saw you as a waste of time, as a liability, quite possibly. They're giving me the traditional image of the Four of Cups. So, you know, the three cups that are grounded in front of me, you can't really see what's in them, right? They could be fully empty. They could be filled with blood. They could be filled with pus. They could be filled with piss. Or there's that one ethereal floating cup. And because this person, being a King of Pentacles in reverse, primarily focuses on the tangible and what is most directly in front of them, they did not understand that regardless of what you have in those three cups, even if they were filled to the brim with gold, that fourth cup, that the divine, that God, that source is offering you, is infinitely more valuable. And there's that Ace of Cups, right? So I do get the sense that you will be receiving a consolation prize that actually exceeds the original value of whatever timeline you had projected, okay? So whether that means like you had actually projected it, as in like you had envisioned it, or it was like the timeline that spirit had you on and you actually didn't know anything about it, but it was projected for you. Whatever that was supposed to be is actually, as I said, being increased. So too bad, so sad. Okay, I gotta go right away. Who's this? Queen of Fire in reverse. Okay, falling out. Oh, I was a bit confused for a second because it didn't feel like the collective's energy, and we got a Two of Pentacles here, juggling, right? So somebody chose a karmic expression of their wants over the highest timeline opportunity that was fully available to them. Spirit wants me to keep on making that very clear. Like, it was cut and paste, cut and dry, cut and whatever, cut and put in your pocket and, you know, press it into your notebook when you get home, and then whatever. Like, it was, I heard unavoidable, so maybe there will be some timeline recalibration in the future, but I think what they were meaning when they had given me that term is that, like, it's like everywhere this person, this entity, this whatever looked, it was like the opportunity for better was unavoidable. It was like they had majority positive chances and paths presented to them so that it was easy to make the right choice, but they chose the harder decision that in that moment they perceived as easier because they are ungrounded, because they themselves are karmic, because they have not done justice to themselves, and if they've not done that, then it's impossible for them to bring that in for you in relation to them. Okay, Spirit, can you give me a card or two for justice in reverse? I want to look, I'm not going to take it. Oh, the Ten of Wands in reverse, Ten of Fire, which in this deck is a positive card, so I would have liked to see it upright. It speaks to mastery. This person, as I said, quite possibly could be somebody who was supposed to be a very crucial stepping stone in the divine's plan, but due to the path they've chosen and the hard place they've put themselves in, they've essentially rendered themselves as useless. And then the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So perhaps this is somebody who chose the old timeline, the focus on finances over that of faith, faith over fear. They could have chosen fear as well. But what I'm actually getting from this energy is that this is what awaits the collective as part of that constellation prize for all the opportunities that weren't able to actualize in your reality. It's that kind of like winning a spot on like a reality TV show, and they're like, okay, what do you want? And then you tell them the things that you'd really like in a house, for example, or in a car, or whatever it may be, and they take down like a dedicated list of everything that you want, but then they're like, okay, well, can we also like look through your Instagram, your shopping carts on sites, and just get a really good feel for what you want? And they just go above and beyond, and they blow you out of the park. And to the other side of the equation, to those who have been gaining temporary stability off of the reserves of others, this is going to be seen as an injustice because it was never supposed to go this way. Heaven and earth in reverse, and then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Like, you were supposed to at most maybe get to a Nine of Pentacles. It doesn't feel like you're even supposed to get there. I feel like the collective was supposed to be stuck in like a Four of Pentacles or that Two of Pentacles, right? And so it's going to be a shock to anyone who ever wished you ill that you come from such a dark cycle in your life, a complete lack of justice, being done wrong by probably nearly everybody in your life. You know, we've been separating the wheat from the shaft, or chaff, or whatever it is. And I think it's going to shock people that you emerge as this person who is everything that you've always been, but also everything that they always wanted to be. And that's going to be a big mind trip. Wisdom in reverse. Anything else? Anything else? Intuition, and then death and rebirth in reverse. So I'm going to take this intuition card because I saw it first in relation to that 10 of Pentacles. So maybe you see it coming. Maybe Spirit still wants to surprise you. Maybe, again, you have certain expectations for where you're going to be over 2025. And by the time that it comes to an end, you're going to be like, yeah, I checked all of my boxes, but then I've got sheets of paper here and things I didn't even think about asking for are checked off as well. And like, it's just such a moment of gratitude for you. And it is written, Ashe. This death and rebirth is falling under that 6 of Cups, that 6 of water. It's in reverse, so I don't think there will be a rebirth, to be honest. For some of you, it's possible. This is a general reading, right? So if you want to actually know whether or not there's going to be healing in this situation for you, then we can do a personal reading. But as it stands, I think that a lot of the associates of the Highest Timeline Collective have been sorely disappointing the divine, and it is what it is. You know, we live in a universe of free will. That is the law of the game here. But, you also don't get participation trophies when you're playing the game of soul development. Okay, I feel like I wanted to say more on that, but I'm just gonna stop. Ooh, abundance and frustration. Says it all. Spirit, can we get 1 or 2 cards to close it out? Can you give my collective 1 card for their energy, 1 card for the collective's energy? Thank you. Rejection is protection is immediately what I thought of. You were rejected. You were 4 of Cups, right? That card kept on coming up. You were rejected. Mystery in reverse and comfort. You needed to be kept a mystery. You needed to be kept set apart for protection of the highest timeline and for your own comfort. Is there another card that you'd want to give for the collective's energy? 1 more for the collective's energy. Love in reverse and then reflection. So also part of this lesson is that the things we accept are the things we become. And if you have been tolerant, as I've said, of dynamics that do not reflect the love that your highest self has for you, then that is just one of the many ways that distortion manifests in your reality, and it often goes far beyond just that manifestation. But now, with that increase that's occurring, a lot of you have overflown your cup. You are very strong Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups energy, and what's for you will always be for you if you also act in alignment with what's for you. So don't worry about the things that you've lost. Is that abundance? Movement. 8 of Wands energy, okay? Don't worry about the things you've lost because you are moving to the highest timeline. This can definitely speak to your past, maybe 2024, maybe beyond that. Doesn't matter. Let go of the baggage. You got places to be, right? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Oh gosh. So we've got external energies here. Confidence in reverse and fear. And just like look at the rainbow in these cards, if I can pick them all up, as well as we've got 2 more here. We've got like your energy here. Basically a rainbow. 2 black cards to represent this King of Earth in reverse energy. I'm not going to go into it at length because I have places to be this afternoon, but collective, trust and success came out for you, okay? And I did a personal for someone recently, and these two cards came out after caution in reverse. So I'm glad to see that this is like a universal collective thing. What is for you will always be for you. You are guaranteed. Oh, this is illumination. It looks very similar to the success card. Well, even better then. Trust the illumination. As I said at the beginning, everything that's done in the dark will come to light, okay? You have brighter days ahead. You can open up the windows and revere the fresh breeze and the birds chirping, and you can experience peace. Peace of mind, peace of space, peace of spirit. And that is what is awaiting you in 2025. So if you enjoyed the reading, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do the things. If you want to book me for personal, join me on Patreon, send me an email, send me a donation, or check out my wonderful online shop. That's in the description as well as on the screen. Love you lots. Stay safe, stay sexy, stay sane, stay psychic, and have a wonderful, transformational, groundbreaking New Year's Eve. Happy 2025.